Welcome back. Now in this video we are going to address another common question, and this question goes like this. I have less money, so should I start trading in futures and options? Now it is not uncommon for someone just starting out to invest in the stock market to have little money to invest. Also, one may feel that they don't have enough money to invest and hence they won't be able to make a lot of money very soon. In such a scenario, people often turn to futures and options to make more money with little investment. But the fact is that futures and options were not created for this purpose. The primary purpose for futures and options was to serve as a hedging instrument for existing positions in the cash market. Futures and options on indices and certain stocks are often used for this purpose by individuals and institutional investors. But a lot of people also use it to take positional trades. It certainly has the advantage that the investor needs little upfront money to take bigger positions in the market. Investors can often take the same notional position by investing less than 20% of the notional money depending on the margin requirement in place by the exchange. For example, if a stock future contract has lot size of 2000 stocks, that is, buying or selling one future contract is equal to buying or selling 2000 stocks, and say the stock is trading at 100, and if the margin requirement, which is set by the exchange actually, and if that margin requirement is 15%, then you would only require 15% of 2000 multiplied by 100. This is just the quantity multiplied by price, so you only require 15% of quantity multiplied by price, which is equal to 30,000 in this case, in order to take a long or short position on 2000 stocks of a company. Now in the cash market, you would have required the entire amount, that is quantity multiplied by price, which would have been 2000 multiplied by 100 or 200,000. If you compare these two amounts, then you see that trading in the cash market requires more money compared to the futures market, even if you are taking essentially the same position. As the calculation here shows, by investing via the cash market, the ROI in case the stock price has moved 10% in your favor is also 10%. So your ROI is the same as the percentage movement in the price of the stock in your favor. So if the price moved by 10% in your favor, your ROI is also 10% if you are trading in the cash market. However, if you are taking the same position in the futures market, then this ROI goes up to 66.67%. This is only because the initial investment outlay in case of futures is lower, as you only need to deposit the margin money in order to take this position. This is why many beginners think of circumventing the issue of having low capital for investment by taking futures position. A person with 30,000 rupees can buy 20,000 shares using the futures contract, but would be able to buy only 300 shares if he was trading in the cash market. However, using futures is a two-edged sword, and while many investors only like to think about profits on their trades, it is much more important to take into account the possible loss on any trade. Take a look at the calculation here to see what happens in case the price of stock moves against you by 10%. As it is clear from the table here, using futures not only magnifies the return on investment if a trade works in your favor, but your losses also get magnified. Hence, someone starting with a capital of 30,000 looking to make quick money by trading through futures may also end up losing 2/3 of his capital if the stock prices move against him by 10%. In fact, it is more often the case that a beginner takes such a risk, loses most of his capital, and gets disenchanted with the stock market. If you are a beginner or an experienced investor with low capital, using futures and options is not an advisable solution to your problem of having low capital. The investor would be wise to exercise restraint and patience to trade within their constraints. We'll be covering the basics of futures and options concept in the next couple of lectures.